Welcome. This is Pamela Cuccinell, and we're going to do the new moon in Capricorn. And this is for specifically the date, depending on where you are on the planet, January 9th, 2016. Now, when I do my new moon meditations, this is the deal. Basically, it'll work any new moon. Most specifically, it works for the Capricorn moon, and the one I'm doing today is targeted for the date I just gave you. And the reason that is that there are different flavors to each new moon. New moons have an integrity to themselves based on when they're occurring, but also they differ based on where the planets are in the sky today. So a new moon is always energetically a great time to start an endeavor. I love it because it's every 28 days we get a fresh start. So you can begin anew, you can revive, invigorate, dust off, start again. And that's what the new moon energy offers us. And it's the heaven's way, God's way, Spirit's way, whatever you want to say, to remind us that every day is what we make it. Now, the Capricorn new moon has an especially big charge to that sense of creating potential, because Capricorn is the sign about starting, beginning, creating your own destiny. The cardinal signs are the signs that begin the seasons, and Capricorn begins the season of winter, starts off at the winter solstice here in the northern hemisphere. And at that point in time, basically, we are beginning a new enterprise, which when we get to the Capricorn new moon, just really is a catalyst for that. So what are you doing that is a new beginning in your business, in how you brand yourself, in anything you do that you take responsibility for or make a commitment to? Capricorn was the sign of the sea goat. So coming out of the waters that we began in and moving up the mountain to the highest peak. And Capricorns, if you know a Capricorn, if you have Capricorn, well, we all have Capricorn in our DNA, our celestial DNA, if you will. So anytime you have resistance to a certain sign, you might want to look at why that is. It may be a muscle you're not quite working. And it's not that we have to work every single muscle or be everything in the universe, but there's something you can learn from that Capricorn friend, most likely. But as I was saying, if you have very strong Capricorn in your horoscope, or you know anyone who's this Capricorn, they will take as long as it takes to reach the desired goal. And they don't appreciate anything that comes easily. They really appreciate the things they work for. So let's talk about work. How do you create your potential and decide what that is? Well, here at the new moon, this particular new moon in 2016, it is very, very charged, because as the moon sails through the sky, she makes geometric aspects to the outer planets. And the outer planets, astrologers consider the real force changers, because they move very, very slowly. We call them generational planets, and they sort of imbue, not that the planets necessarily imbue the energy, but they symbolize how things are different in this generation than they were 10, 20, 30 years ago. So the babies being born at this point in time have the seed energy of basically being able to take on huge change and transformation and shift to something that's totally different. Now, we've seen this pretty much going on since 2008. Big status quo forces, institutions are going through all kinds of change or falling apart or not able to maintain the structure or the way they did things. And people get very afraid when solid institutions start to deteriorate or not hold the frame in the way they used to. So, especially the ones who hold all the money and power are very, very married to keeping things the way they were. But my dad used to say, there's nothing as sure as change. Boy, was he right about that. So we are in times of very profound change. And as the moon sails through the sky, she's going to make some geometric aspects from our perspective here on Earth, where she appears to be in a 90-degree angle or 180 degrees away from, in this case, no, it's actually a conjunction. So that means the moon in Capricorn, if you looked up in the sky, the moon in Capricorn, way, way behind, would be the dwarf planet Pluto. And Pluto represents the god of ultimate transformation, death, and the underworld. And that's what it feels like to people when they're losing what they knew. It's terrifying. It's, what do you mean my bank failed? What do you mean I've lost my job? What do you mean that things aren't the way they used to be? Well, it's time to create something new. And so as we walk into the ultimate transformation energy of this new moon in Capricorn, you will be confronting those agents of change and asking yourself, am I ready for the ultimate transformation? And what is the ultimate transformation to you? It's probably different than it is for me or for the guy next door, but it's about looking in the mirror and saying, what am I really afraid of? Because Capricorn also shows us, being the sign linked to the planet Saturn, which represents limitations, how we discipline our lives, what we're afraid of, because nothing limits us as much as fear. So this is a real opportunity to shed layers and release fears. So I'm going to take you into a guided meditation. And in the guided meditation, your job is to relax. And if you don't see any visuals, that's totally fine. If you find yourself just drifting and you don't know what happened, that's totally fine. It's all about getting into a place where you're really comfortable with being present, accepting change, and allowing. And allowing doesn't mean that you just throw everything to the wind and just say, well, what the heck, whatever's going to happen, happens. But it means that you trust the process. And in order to trust the process, allow yourself to really embrace whatever that might be that allows you a sense of your own personal authority. What is that? Not an imposed authority, not who you think you should be or how you think you should appear, but it's having a sense that I am the captain of my ship, and my best ship is the ship with myself. Because if you have a solid relationship with self and you're really holding your personal authority, what happens on the outside happens on the outside. And you recognize that you are holding the frame of allowing yourself, okay, some things come in, some things move out, but I am allowing myself to adapt, sense, move, and I know that I am going to find a sure foot on this mountain I am climbing to get me to the place I intend to go. So, get into a comfortable position. Ideally, you're sitting. Sorry, I sit on a yoga ball, which is why I seem to move a little at times. But so you're sitting with your legs at right angles. So your knee is directly above your ankle, foot, and your hips are placed in a way that allows your spine to gracefully move up so that there's clarity and a beautiful relaxed line. And it's not a straight line, it's a relaxed line. If you've ever studied anatomy or looked at a skeleton, you can see that the curvature is a very gentle S. And it's that way for a reason, because it accommodates the organs in your body, the bellows of your lungs, the way that your shoulders are that lovely horizontal line over the other horizontal line of your hips. And it holds yourself in a very graceful way so that your skull can just kind of float easily over those shoulders, over those hips. So relax yourself into a nice, comfortable position. Put your hands on the top of your knees, or thighs rather, and just in a relaxed way, hands open, palms up rather, and you're just relaxing into this place and space. And take a deep breath in and breathe out. Breathe in and breathe out. And when I say breathe in and breathe out, if you're breathing out, when I say breathing in or I say breathe in and you're breathing out, it's all perfect. Just as it is. Get into that nice relaxed space. Breathe in, breathe out. And allow yourself to feel this sense of total relaxation in your body, your beautiful, wonderful body. This lovely vessel that takes you through this beautiful life. Just relax. For these few minutes, you are totally safe in an envelope of peace. And when you breathe in, feel your ribs moving side to side so that they open up beautifully for your lungs. And your breath sinks down into the bottom of your lungs. And you bring that healing breath through your body. Picture a lovely waterfall of white light streaming down from the top of your crown, the very tip of your head, pours down over your face. Everywhere that light eddies and spirals, you drift into deeper relaxation, deeper peace. And the light spills down, spiraling around your shoulders, your rib cage. Picture yourself in your mind's eye, sitting on a very comfortable rock in nature. It's smooth, it's warm from the sun. The air around you is crisp, cool, but you're warmly dressed. And you feel the solidity of the rock against your bottom, your legs. And you feel that time is all you need it to be. And you are in this perfect space, this perfect moment, this perfect silence. And as you look at the landscape in front of you, an animal passes your path. Observe the animal. This is nothing to fear. Take note of the animal before you. It looks at you with not really curiosity, just an observation. Almost gives you a nod, as though to say, "Follow me." So you rise and you follow your animal guide, walking along a shore path, entering into a landscape which around you looks solid, beautiful, inviting, in a very tranquil, timeless way. Observe your landscape. It's yours. And as you walk one foot in front of the other, you move surely, gracefully along this path. And in time, you find yourself in front of a structure. It's a very solid structure. And you have a sense of belonging, whether you know this structure or not. And your animal guide walks right up to the front door. And the door opens, and you are invited in. You walk into this structure and enter a room that looks so secure, so unchanged by time. Everything about it looks as though it's been taken care of in a way that honors tradition, stability, routine. There may be very old things in the room. It may be cozy. It may be grand. But it's a room that makes you feel as though things are as they need to be. You feel secure here. and you're very pleased that you belong here as long as you want to stay. There is a person sitting in the room in a very solid chair, and that person is gesturing to you to come forward. So you do. This person looks like someone you can trust, someone who you know would do exactly what was promised. Maybe someone you know, maybe someone you want to know, maybe someone you've never met, but you know this. And this person offers you an object which you receive, and it's your tool for your journey through this new moon cycle. And then this person offers you another object. But this object is something that is only yours for a little while. Both objects are tools for you to use in your journey. Then it's time for you to move. And you notice by the door your animal guide is waiting. So you move to that point and you go back outside where it's all very quiet and the light is not too bright but soft. And you look before you and you see a path. And you walk towards it with your animal friend behind you. As you begin the path, you are aware that ahead of you is light. And you move towards it with a sense of knowing. The light speaks to you in a way that is intoxicating, and yet also you are sure that you will get there in time. So now, you come to realize that you are sitting. You are sitting in the position we began. And as I count, with each number, you will feel more sure, more confident, more present, more aware. So by the time I get to 10, you'll feel a sense of expectation. 1, getting back into your body. 2, feeling aware, present, alive. 3, your breath is restorative. 4, feeling the absolute love of your lungs, your body, your breath. 6, alive, present, sure. 7, confident, creative, here. 8, full potential. 9, you can create your reality. 10, welcome back. So I'm Pamela Cuccinell. If you want to know more about new moon cycles or how you can really work with a tool of astrology to help your life unfold in the way you truly want it to do, you can find me at insightoasis.com, where you're always welcome to go to book an appointment and ask for a 15-minute consultation to find out which kind of session is the best fit for you. Have a beautiful lunar month. See you next time.